also put all of the stuff like the slaps and the on the screen share. So,
on the way, on the window?
On the screen share.
Oh, so I can.
So now you can pull it up while the video is playing.
Okay, so you wouldn't do it.
It's got the same hotkeys. Don't.
I'm just saying.
Turn on those lights over there. It's too bright. Way too bright. No. It's too bright. No, turn it down. That's good. Testing.
The slaps and all that stuff, the hotkeys. Oh, in there. Start recording. And I start recording normally 5 minutes before the actual class starts. I start streaming in about 10 minutes. Give myself enough time to check the title and shit. 3 minutes.
Alright, go ahead and start the Facebook.
What are you calling out first? The definitions of the video?
No, I'm gonna bring the definition of Janus in after Deuteronomy 32 and 17. Let's see, Janus, and the other one I had, which was the make sure your phone. Oh, put my phone on silent too. Scroll, drag the screen down, and then scroll the things over. I wanted to be on full silent mode, and it's actually one of the options. Yeah,
I got you. You can tap the microphone. So I'm about to start your live. Test.
Hey, shalom, Facebook. Zion, we live on Facebook?
Yeah, you live on Facebook.
Okay, shalom, Facebook. Giving all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High, His Son, Yahweh. Hope you brothers and sisters are having a blessed and prosperous day. Had staying in the spirit. I hope it was easy for you today. Casting your cares upon the Most High. Today we're going to be going into how the middle of winter is not the new year. The new year begins in the springtime when things are springing forth to life. Let me take this over there. Oh, okay, go ahead. What time is it? Okay. Well, we're about to start the class in just a moment. All right, we're about to go live, Israel.
5, 4, 3.
Shalom, Israel. Giving all honor, glory, and praises to the Most High and to His Son, Yahweh. Today's class, we are going into the middle of winter is not the new year. Since we're going to be coming up on this wicked holiday, Happy New Year's, I just wanted to go into this information for y'all. Matter of fact, start me off with 1 Peter 4 and 3. Because the thing is, we don't behave as the 2/3 behave. We don't behave as the rest of our nation behaves. We follow what this Bible follows. So the Bible don't say nothing about getting overly drunk, going out, whoremongering, dressing in skimpy clothes, and celebrating the middle of the winter. You know, the Bible never say to do that. So us being strong Israelites of the Most High means that support their families, means that follow this Bible, means that are all about the Lord and His laws. We're not going to do it because the Lord didn't say do it. Now, some of you brothers and sisters may be new, watching this for the first time, learning about being a Hebrew Israelite. This is what it means to be a Hebrew Israelite. Follow the Bible and what the Most High say do above all things. Read this.
The book of 1 Peter, chapter 4 and verse 3.
Read.
For the time past of our life may surface us to have...
For the time past of our life may suffice us. That means satisfy us. Read.
To have wrought the will of the Gentiles.
It say we don't no longer do those things. The will of the Gentiles is to celebrate the new year in the middle of the winter. The will of the Gentiles is to get drunk in public. Talking about, going to a party at your friend's house where there's drugs and alcohol and loose women's and men's that are high on drugs and aggressively active, having fights and things. This is what we're going to go into. Read on.
When we walk in lasciviousness.
When we walked in what?
When we walk in lasciviousness.
Lasciviousness is ungodly lust. If it's not about this Bible, then it's not about the Most High. Read.
Lust.
Read.
Excess of wine.
Hold on, what?
Excess of wine.
What did you say?
Excess of wine.
It say overdoing the wine. It is not comely of an Israelite man and woman to be out getting drunk. Now, wine is good with moderation. Even Christ drank wine. But when you're going out to a party just to get what they call it smack-faced, that is not of the Most High. When you can't remember what happened to you 2 hours ago, that's not of the Most High. Waking up in a pool of your own vomit is not of the Most High. But that's what New Year's is all about nowadays. Fireworks and alcohol. Read.
Revelings.
What?
Revelings.
Read.
Banqueting.
Because that's what it becomes, a big feast day. And I'm going to show you, it's really celebrating a Greek or Roman god. Really, it's all the same thing because the Greeks and the Romans was the same peoples. But that's what it is. It's celebrating a false idol, a god of the so-called white man. Read.
And abominable idolatry.
That's exactly what it is. It's idolatry. You are worshiping a false idol when you celebrate these things. Because if it ain't in the Bible, I don't see nowhere in the Bible where it say in the middle of the dead winter that we should go and get drunk and we should talk about New Year's resolutions. I don't see nowhere in the Bible where it say the years start in the middle of the dead winter. There ain't nothing new about the middle of the winter. This is common sense. But our people don't like to think. They just like to go with what Master tells them. But we're going to go into that too. Read.
Wherein they think it's strange.
See, the thing is, our people think it's strange that we don't celebrate New Year. I go to work, people talk about, yeah, I'm going to have me a New Year's party. You know, you're invited to come. Everybody can come. You know, hey, what are you doing, Moses? What you doing for New Year's? Nothing. What you mean nothing? I'm good. I'm chilling. And they look at me crazy because that's the time to get drunk. Read.
Wherein they think it strange that ye run not with them to the same excess of right.
Read.
Speaking evil of you.
Hold on, what?
Speaking evil of you.
Every time you come out here and try to follow this Bible, they're going to find a way to speak evil of you, man. That's what it say. They're going to say, man, that dude ain't fun. Or that dude ain't, and he's not a good person to be around. When you trying to do what the Most High say do, that's when this world is going to hate you, man. And that's what the Bible say. It said they're going to speak evil of you when you don't want to get smack-faced around them. Read on.
Who shall give account to him that is ready to judge the quick and the dead?
See, you're going to get judged for this, man. Do you think the Most High don't see you? You women's out there in them skimpy clothes. Do you think the Most High don't see you when you drinking way too much out there at the club, showing off your body, waking up with some strange dude? You think the Most High don't see you? You men's out there trying to get women's drunk. See, really all it comes down to lust too. Many of men have fallen to the lust of a woman, man. Read on.
For this cause was the gospel preached also to them that are dead.
See, we're trying to preach this gospel to the dead of our people. You are spiritually dead when you don't know anything about your own history. Your history tells you when the year starts. It's in this Bible. But when you don't know anything about yourself, you are spiritually dead. If you think of it like this, you don't know when the year starts. You don't know how many days are in the year. You don't know when the feast days are. You don't even know who you are. You don't know what your true name is supposed to be. You don't know what kind of clothes you're supposed to wear, what kind of food you're supposed to eat. You're really blind. You're walking around like a blind man. But we're going to get into that too. Read on.
That they might be judged according to men in the flesh.
See, you're going to be judged according to your flesh. Not, oh, God knows what's in my heart. I know I'm out here getting drunk on New Year's in the middle of the winter. But God knows me. God knows what I am. What they going to be judged by?
That they might be judged according to men in the flesh.
You're going to be judged by what you do in your flesh. You're going to be judged by all that wickedness you was doing or you're going to end up doing tonight or tomorrow night. You're going to end up being judged for whatever plans you got. Read.
But live according to God in the Spirit.
See, when we come into this truth, we begin to live according to the Most High in the Spirit. You cannot say you in the Spirit and your plans for New Year's is to go out, get drunk, and find you a nice piece. That is not in the Spirit. You cannot say you are in the Spirit when you're getting high. You cannot say you in the Spirit when you don't even know when the Most High's feast days are. You don't know when the Most High's Sabbath day is, and that's one of the 10 commandments. Y'all are hollering, oh, there's only 10 commandments. There's only 2 commandments. But the Sabbath day is one of those top 10, and y'all don't even know when it is. That's what we're trying to show you. But let's go on. Give me Hosea chapter 5, verse 15. Because the thing is, our people don't even want to go search for their God, man. The Most High say, just come and read my book, and you can know anything you want to know about me. So I've heard people say before, man, I wish I could just sit down with God and ask him questions. You can't. It's called this Bible. Read this.
The book of Hosea, chapter 5 and verse 15.
Read.
I will go and return to my place.
So the Most High say he's not dealing with y'all right now, man, because y'all don't care nothing about him and his son. His son did not go up and die for you to go out and get drunk and have parties all night. His son did not go up and die for you to follow your slave master to the end of oblivion. His son did not go up and die for you to commit whoremongering, to be getting high, to be getting drunk beyond comparison. He did not die for that, man. He died for you to come back to being kings and princesses on the planet. And that's what we're trying to do. Raise up a nation. Read on.
Till they acknowledge their offense.
See, one day y'all are going to have to acknowledge what you are doing. The offense you are doing against the Most High when you don't follow his laws, statutes, and commandments, man. One of these days, y'all are going to have to examine yourself and actually look at all the time that you wasted while your people were suffering, man. Every day that y'all people are suffering is because you choose not to go in this Bible and read. It's because you choose not to go and seek what the Most High wants you to do above all things, above what Master say, above what your wife say, above what your children say. But read on.
And seek my face.
And do what?
And seek my face.
Read.
In their affliction, they will seek me early.
But see, I'm going to tell you something. If y'all ever seen that movie Purge, that stuff is going to start happening. When them Walmarts shut down, ain't nobody going to be worried about Happy New Year's. When their HEB shut down, when they ain't got no water coming out the faucets, ain't nobody going to be hollering Happy New Year's. They going to be hollering, open up. They going to be hollering, banging on your door, and they going to bust in your house. You going to have a big old safe of money. They going to run right for that fridge. They going to be looking for your food. They going to run right to that pantry. They going to be looking for your rice, for your beans, for your bread goods. They going to be looking for your food. And then you're going to be praying to God. Then it's like, Lord, help me. But what was you crying when you was out getting drunk last year? What was you crying? You was crying, party, Mardi Gras. That's what you was partying. You wasn't hollering all praises to the Most High and to his son Yahushua. But give me Isaiah chapter 59, verse 1. The thing is, we are just trying to wake up our people that believe that it's okay to do these things, because you can trick yourself. I tell you, your mind can trick you into thinking that something is okay. But our job is to show you through the Bible that the Most High does not see it that way. His thoughts are not your thoughts. Read this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 59 and verse 1.
Read.
Behold, the Lord's hand is not shortened,
Read.
that it cannot save.
See, the Most High is saying that he could save you if he wanted to. He could come down here right now and slice all the Edomites' necks off, man, and come and bring our people into the holy kingdom and take us back to our royalty. He could do it right now if he wanted to. But the thing is, you don't want him to. That's the problem. You want to stay here and celebrate New Year's. You want to stay here and get drunk with your friends. You want to stay here and party all night instead of fighting for your nation. See, the thing is, a lot of people think we just waiting on the Most High. It's really the Most High waiting on you to get right. Once those 144,000 men of the Most High are sealed in his 1/3 of the nation, then he's going to come back. Then he's going to come and free his people. Read on.
Neither is ear heavy, that it cannot hear.
Read.
But your iniquities.
But your what?
But your
He
iniquities.
say, but your sins. Read.
Have separated between you and your God.
See, because y'all think that the Most High God hear you when you're committing these things. He don't. He is not listening to you. It's like with your parents. It's just like with your parents, man. Your parents tell you, don't go to that city and blow all your money. You're like, okay, Mom. Don't go over there and blow all your money. Okay, Mom. You go over there, you blow all your money. Now you hollering to Mom. Is she going to answer the phone? Nah. I told you not to do it. That's what this Bible is trying to say. Read.
And your sins have hid his face from you, that he will not hear.
That he will not what?
That he will not hear.
Read.
For your hands are defiled with blood.
See, every day that you don't come and seek this Bible is another day that your brothers are getting shot down in the street. It's another day that your brothers and sisters are starving on the streets, high on drugs, fathers leaving their children, mothers not caring for their husbands. These things happen every day that our people don't choose to seek out the Most High and do what he say first. Because apparently getting drunk is more important than your brothers starving in the streets. Apparently celebrating Esau's holidays is more important than what's going on in Venezuela and Guatemala. That's what we care about, man. We care about the suffering of our people, man. New Year's can drop dead, man. I'm about the Most High, but read.
And your fingers with iniquity.
Read.
And your lips have spoken lies.
Oh, Happy New Year's.
Your lips have spoken lies.
Oh, Merry Christmas.
Your lips have spoken lies.
My New Year's resolution.
Your lips have spoken lies.
See, it's a lie, man. It's one big lie. And when you quit loving the lie, is the day you finally gonna start waking up. But every day that you love the lies that the so-called white man tell you, is another day you're a good slave. It's another day that you are just a good nigga. You tell somebody they're a coon, they like, man, I'm not a coon, man. I love my people. I'm a strong black man. Did you celebrate Christmas? Oh yeah, I love my big mama. Then you a coon. Because Master say celebrate Christmas, yes, I'm Master. Master say celebrate New Year's, yes, I'm Master. It's not seeking out, hold on, Master. You ain't just gonna tell me anything. I'm gonna go and search it out. Nobody says that. Hold on, Master. You're not just gonna tell me when Christ's birthday is. I'm gonna look into the scriptures and try to figure it out for myself. No, our people don't say that. Instead, they say, yes, I'm Master. But we're gonna get into it. Read on.
Your tongue hath muttered perverseness.
Read.
None calleth for justice.
See, we out here calling for justice, man. And the Most High say none of our people are calling for that justice. A lot of our people are waking up, man, in droves. And we are all crying out to the Most High, bring vengeance upon this nation, man. Bring justice for the atrocities against our people. the oppression that's going on day after day after day. But he's still seeing some of our people just don't care. They're not calling for justice, man. Read.
Nor any pleaded for truth.
Y'all should be begging for this truth, man. After 400 years of lies, really thousands of years of lies, man. After all these years of nothing but lies from your oppressors, man, you should be begging for truth. You should be seeking it like it's the last piece of food on earth, man. Read on.
They trust in vanity.
They trust in what?
They trust in vanity.
They trust in nice clothes. They trust in parties. They trust in big paychecks. They trust in whatever Massa gave me from Christmas Day to January 4th off. You know what I'm saying? I trust Massa. He gave me a good, nice little vacation. You are in slavery. Massa can tell you to go home whenever he wants you to. Read on.
They speak lies. They conceive mischief and bring forth iniquity.
And bring forth sin, man. Give me Isaiah 34:16. Let me show you what the Most High is talking about when he say none pleaded for truth. None is searching out for this truth. Let's find out what the Most High is talking about. Read this.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 34 and verse 16.
Read.
Seek ye out of the book of the Lord.
He says, look at this book, man. Find it. Seek ye out. Search it diligently. Don't rest day or night, man. It's the most important thing. Read.
And read.
And what?
And read.
And what?
And read.
See, a lot of our people don't like to read, man. They are too busy watching television. Too busy watching the news, man. The news say, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, Happy New Year. Oh, yeah. And they forget to read. They just loving the confetti. Read confetti, sweetheart. Look, the colors. Read.
No one of these things shall fail.
They say none of the things in this Bible will ever fail you, man. But you know who will fail you? Your slave master. You know who will fail you? Big Mama. You know who will fail you? Your family if they ain't following these laws, statutes, and commandments. You will fail your family if you ain't following these laws, statutes, and commandments. That's who will fail you, man. Read.
None shall want her mate.
And you can't add anything to this Bible, man. Read.
For my mouth hath commanded.
Hold on, no, his mouth suggested it.
For my mouth it hath commanded.
No, he said maybe you should do it, maybe you shouldn't.
For my mouth it hath commanded.
See, the Bible say it is a commandment. You must do this thing or you will die. Do y'all see? The thing is, people think the Most High is a man of effeminate. Like the Most High is going to come down here with flowers. But see, when y'all worship Cedra, put that Cedra up there, man. This who y'all worship, man. That look at that old effeminate. That look like a woman in drag, man. That look like one of them ladies that be at the circus that grow their beards out, man.
That's right.
That's what that look like. Got horns on his chin, man. But see, when you worship that, you thinking you can get away with whatever you want. You think you can get away with whoremongering, homosexuality, smoking. You can get whatever because he ain't got no sword. Do you see a sword in that picture? I don't see no sword, man. We gonna have to get a picture of Yahweh Shah with a sword up there eventually. But read on.
And his spirit it hath gathered them.
Give me Daniel 7:25, man. Let's get started with this. We're just going to get some information on the New Year's, man. Educate y'all on when the New Year's truly is. Because, you know, we ain't all about rebuke. We ain't all about, oh, y'all, wicked. No, we're going to educate you, show you the truth, so that you can begin to mold your life after what the Most High wants you to mold you. Read this.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
So who is speaking great words against the Most High? Hold up. The Most High say you're not allowed to be a homosexual. Who said you can? What nation of people on this planet is saying, oh yeah, y'all can have gay marriage? Most High say you're not supposed to defile your temple. Who say you can smoke weed? You can smoke cigarettes. They literally put a warning on these cigarette packets that say if you smoke this, you're gonna get cancer. But he say it's legal though. See, they speak great words against the Most High. Let's get it. Ezekiel 28:1. Ezekiel chapter 28, verse 1. Let's find out who this is talking about, man.
The book of Ezekiel, chapter 28 and verse 1.
Read.
The word of the Lord came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus.
See, that's talking about the Edomites, man. Read.
Thus saith the Lord God,
Read.
because thine heart is lifted up.
Because the so-called white man's heart is lifted up, man. He think he top dog on the planet. Nobody can touch him. He think he can have whatever he want, whenever he want it, because he do all the rape, robbing, and murdering around here. His heart is lifted up. Read.
And thou hast said, I am a God.
Hold on. He said what?
I am a God.
Hold on. Put that picture up again, man. Hold on. What did he say?
I am a God.
What did he say?
I am a God.
Read.
I sit in the seat of God.
See, that's what happens. When he put that picture up there, when he put that image of himself, he say, I sit in the seat of God now. I'm who you should worship. I'm who you should pray to. Read.
In the midst of the seas, yet thou art a man.
He say, Most High God say, you ain't nothing but a man. Read.
And not God.
Read.
Though thou sit thine heart as the heart of God,
Read.
behold, thou art wiser than Daniel.
See, when they say this, man, what nation of people dominated the whole earth with their craftiness, man? Alexander the Freak dominated the whole earth because he was a great man of war. Well, he's a freak man of war. You know, I want to put the word great anywhere near that dude. But the thing is, they were wiser than that. They knew how to take over stuff. They knew how to dominate with war. How do you dominate a whole nation of people, take away their nationality, erase who they are, have them getting high on drugs, stuck in the slums in the ghetto, serving you as slaves, and they don't even know they're slaves? That take a certain level of craftiness, man. Read.
There is no secret that they can hide from thee.
Read.
With thy wisdom and with thine understanding, thou hast gotten thee riches.
Because they the richest nation on the planet, man. You know, with the Rothschild, the Bilderbergs, the Vanderbilts, you know, all these names, man. I don't know. I think there's 13 of them. But they the ones who own this place, man. Who do you think decides who gets to be president, man? It ain't us. They ain't gonna let whatever we decide happen. Read.
And has gotten gold and silver unto thy riches.
Because every time they go into a country, man, they take it for all the resources they got, man. What you think the war in the Middle East was about, man? It was about oil. It was about wealth. It was about gold, diamonds, drugs, man. That's what it's about. They ain't gonna take over a country if they ain't got either gold, oil, or drugs, man. That's the only reason they're gonna take over a country. Read.
By thy great wisdom and by thy traffic.
By thy what?
By thy traffic.
By thy drug traffic?
By thy traffic.
By thy slave traffic?
By thy traffic.
Read.
Hast thou increased thy riches.
Read.
And thine heart is lifted up because of thy riches.
They think they the top dog, man, just because they sold a couple nations of people, killed off a couple of Gadites, Native American Indians. They think they the top dog because they came over here and enslaved the Israelites. They about to be the bottom dog, man. I'm talking about 1,000 years of hard bondage, man. 7 times what they did to us. 10 times, 20 times. I don't care how many times I got to multiply it, man. The Most High say we're going to have dominion over y'all, man.
That's right.
Give me Daniel chapter 7, verse 25 again. Let's get some more on it.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
See, this is talking about the so-called white man. Speaking great words against what the Most High ordained, man. The Most High ordained the new year between March and April in the springtime. Esau say, nah, man, it's in the middle of the dead winter. But read.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
How did he wear out the saints? Who are the saints? Let's find this out. Give me Psalms 148:1. It say the so-called white man gonna end up wearing out the saints of the Most High. Who does the Bible say the saints are, man? Because, you know, Big Mama say, hey, everybody's saints. I'm a saint because I give my tithe money. Let's find out. I want 148:14.
The book of Psalms, chapter 148 and verse 14.
Read.
He also exalted the horn of his people.
Oh, which people?
Of his people.
Read.
the praise of all his saints.
Who are his saints? Let's find out. Read.
Even the children of Israel.
No. The Edomites.
The children of Israel.
No, it's the sinners.
The children of
It's
Israel.
the children of Israel, of the Most High God, man. The blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans are the saints. So who put the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in the slums and the ghettos, man? Who pushed drugs into the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans neighborhoods, man? Who made us last hire and first fire? Who put us out there in them cotton fields, man? Who took our children away from us? Who changed the years around? Who changed the times around? Deleted our history from the history books, man? It was the so-called white man. But let's get some more on this, man. Give me Lamentations 5:1. Let's see some more on how they wore out the saints of the Most High. Lamentations chapter 5, verse 1.
The book of Lamentations, chapter 5 and verse 1.
Read.
Remember, O Lord.
He say, remember us, O Lord. Man, read.
What is come upon us.
Read.
Consider, and behold our reproach.
Read on.
Our inheritance is turned to strangers.
He say, everything that we once owned has been given to strange peoples, man. Our land, our heritage, this Bible, our language, our clothing, our gold and silver, our children, everything we had was given to other nations, specifically the so-called white man. But read on.
Our houses to aliens.
To what?
To aliens.
Hold on, I thought the Mexicans were the aliens.
To aliens.
I thought the African people, well, the so-called African American people was the aliens.
To aliens.
See, the so-called white man is the only alien around here, man.
That's right.
Read on.
We are orphans and fathers.
Because they killed off our fathers, man. The Native American chiefs killed them off. They killed off the leaders of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, man. Read.
Our mothers are as widows.
Our mothers are as widows, man. Read.
We have drunken our water for money.
See, this is how they wear out the saints of the Most High, man. They take your land, they take your rivers, they take your resources, and they sell it back to you for money that they created, man. Read.
Our wood is sold unto us.
Everything that we once owned is being sold back to us, man, for our labor. They tell us to work hard so we can buy back the stuff that they sold through rape, rob, and murder, man. Read on.
Our necks are under persecution.
Read.
We labor.
We what?
We labor.
We what?
We labor.
Read.
And have no rest.
That's how you wear out the saints, man. You don't give them no rest. You make them work 14 hours a day, man. Have them go home. They want to spend some time with their family, so they only end up getting 5 hours of sleep. They got to be at work the next day or they get fired. They can't support their children. They can't send them to college, so they can go to college and learn how to work 14 hours a day to barely be able to feed their family. Give them no rest. The same thing happened in Egypt, man. As soon as Moses went in there to try to free the peoples, they said, nah, man, they're not working hard enough. Make them work harder. Make them make their own bricks. And then tell them they have to work just as hard, man. Give them no rest. But read on.
We have given the hand to the Egyptians.
See, now we out there begging the Egyptians. We out there begging the so-called white man. We out there begging our slave master. Please, can I have some food, sir? Please, can I have some water, sir? Please, can I have some church time, sir? Please, can I have some time to spend with my family, sir? Can I have some shoes, sir? Can I have some clothing, sir? Read.
And to the Assyrians, to be satisfied with bread.
Read.
Our fathers have sinned.
See, our fathers sinned, man. We sinned. Read.
And are not.
And they're no longer here. But we are suffering for their sins, are we not? So why the so-called white man got to be any different? Why is it that every time the so-called white man, we tell them y'all went into slavery, they say, I didn't do that. My fathers did that. My forefathers did that. Aren't we still in slavery because of the sins of our forefathers? So are we lesser than you? See, they can't escape it. But read on.
We have borne their iniquity.
See, we have borne their sins. So you also are going to bore your father's sins, Esau, man. That's the way the Most High ordained it. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth.
That's right.
Read on.
Servants have ruled over us.
See, these other nations are going to be our servants, man. They are servants and they're over here ruling over us. That is backwards. But read.
There is none that doth deliver us out of their hand.
But the Most High is going to be the one that delivers us out of their hand, man. Go back to Daniel 7:25.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Read.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Read.
And think to change times.
To change what?
To change times.
Let's find out how the so-called white man changed times. Give me Exodus 13:3. Exodus 13:3. Let's see how the so-called white man changed time. Because the Most High is revealing things right now. He said he was going to speak great words against the Most High. Then he was going to wear out the people of the Most High. Then he was going to change the times around. Let's see how he did it, man. Read this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 13 and verse 3.
Read.
And Moses said unto the people, remember this day in which ye come out from Egypt.
See, the Most High say, remember this day. Let's find out what day he's talking about. Read this.
Out of the house of bondage. For by strength of hand of the Lord brought you out from this place.
Read.
There shall have no leavened bread be eaten.
See, he's talking about the Passover, man. During the feast of Passover, you're not supposed to eat any leavened bread. But read on.
This day came ye out in the month of Abib.
Oh, hold on. What month?
The month of Abib.
So he's saying, remember this day in the month of Abib. Let's find out what this month Abib is, man. Because if you look on the so-called white man's calendar, I don't see the month Abib nowhere on there. Give me that in the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary, man. Let's get that.
Out of the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary.
Hold on, what page is that?
Page 13.
Page 13, Israel. Let's get to it. Yeah, that's what I want.
The definition of Abib, the pre-exilic name.
The pre-exilic name.
For the first month of the year. After the exile, the name was changed to Nisan.
So it's saying Abib is the name of the first month of the year. Let's find out when the actual first month of the year is. Read.
It fell about the time of our March and early April.
Hold on, no, I thought it was January.
March and early April.
See, the Bible say the beginning of the year is between March and April. But let's read. Let's prove it. Let's get some more on it. Read on. Go back to. Let's go to Exodus 12:1. Let's get some more on the month of Abib.
The book of Exodus, chapter 12 and verse 1.
Read.
And the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, this month.
Hold on, what month?
This month.
The month of Abib. Read.
Shall be unto you the beginning of months.
Read.
It shall be the first month of the year to you.
See, the Most High commanded for the month of Abib to be the first month of the year to you. But let's prove it. Deuteronomy 16:1. We're going to prove all things through the scriptures. So you can't say, well, Master told me. Well, Master say, well, I looked on Google and Google say. No, we going by what the Bible say.
That's right.
Give me Deuteronomy 16:1.
The book of Deuteronomy. Chapter 16 and verse 1.
Read.
Observe the month of Abib.
The month of what?
The month of Abib.
Read.
And keep the Passover.
And keep the what?
And keep the Passover.
Read.
Unto the Lord thy God.
Read.
For in the month of Abib, the Lord thy God brought thee forth out of Egypt by night.
So the Most High God say, remember the day that he brought you out of Egypt, for it is the first month. And then it say that the Most High brought us out in the month of Abib. See what I'm saying, man? The Most High show you exactly what he wants you to see, but you don't go and read. Well, we going to prove it. Give me Luke chapter 2 and verse 41. Because he say, observe the Passover in the month of Abib. Let's find out what Yahushua was doing with his parents during the Passover. Give me Luke chapter 2, verse 41.
The book of St. Luke, chapter 2 and verse 41.
Read.
Now his parents went to Jerusalem every year at the feast of the Passover.
So hold on. Give me that map, because I want to show y'all something. He say his parents went up to Jerusalem every year for the feast of the Passover. But as we saw, the Passover is during the first month of the year. Look at this. If you go from Nazareth to all the way to Jerusalem, that is a total of 120 miles. They did not have cars back then. They did not have AC and heating back then. They was on a donkey moving through this huge area of 120 miles. Do you think they could be doing that in the middle of the dead winter? No, they was not doing that, man. I want you to go, and right now, not right now, but when it gets cold, when it go down, because you're talking about the Middle East. You're not talking about America. You're talking about the Middle East. When it get down to below 20 degrees, below 10 degrees, in the middle of the dead winter, below zero, I want you to try walking from your house to the corner store and see how you like that. Now you talking about 120 miles. This was not during the winter, man. This was between March and April, during the springtime when the weather was beautiful. Beautiful. Give me Daniel chapter 7 and verse 25 again. We're going to prove all things through the scriptures, man. The Most High say that the beginning of the months is between March and April. You cannot show me a single scripture that say it is in the middle of the winter, between December and January. I'll pay you $100 to show me in the scriptures how the Most High say in the middle of the winter, when the snow starts to fall, is when you should start to celebrate your year. Give me that Daniel 7 and 25.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
I convinced the Israelites that the new year is between December and January.
Speak great words against the Most High.
Read.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Read on.
And think to change time.
Read.
And laws.
And what?
And laws.
And what?
And laws.
Let's get something on this changing laws, man. Give me this when I was a slave. I'm going to show you what the so-called white man did to the slaves to make them forget about their own heritage. Because when you work 16 hours a day in a cotton field, anything Master give you is like a gift from heaven, man. He give you an extra biscuit, you looking at it like it's pure gold, man. You out there 14 hours a day in the cotton field, man. Master give you an extra jug of water, you looking at it like he just poured manna down from heaven, man. That's what you're looking at it like. Now you're looking at Master like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus, for this biscuit and water. But read this.
Out of the book, When I Was a Slave.
Read.
Page 53. We had a gin run by horsepower.
Read.
And after sundown, when we left the field.
Hold on, when we left the what?
When we left the field.
See, when y'all go on vacation, y'all forget about them fields, man. Them cotton fields, tobacco fields, the rice field, the work field that you in today, man. Y'all forget about them fields, man. Read.
We used to gin a bale of cotton every night.
They was commanded to gin a whole bale, a whole sack full of cotton every single night. So you talking about you in that cotton field for 14 to 16 hours a day. Then after that, you don't just get to go home and rest. Now you got to gin a whole bag full of cotton before you even get to go to sleep, man. Read on.
Marcy always gave us from Christmas Eve through New Year's Day off.
Where you think you get your New Year's and Christmas vacation from, man? That's from slaves' times. Because they knew you get better work out your slaves when you give them a break every once in a while. Read on.
To make up for the hard work in the fall.
Because they work you hard during the wintertime, don't they? They work you hard for Christmas season, for Thanksgiving season. They work you hard because they know when that Christmas and New Year's vacation come, you're going to have that time off. So they say, we're going to get as much work as we can out these niggas today. Read on.
Christmas time, everybody got a present.
See, everybody got a present in slavery time. But y'all love being slaves. See, when you celebrating Christmas, you saying, thank you, Master, for teaching me slave stuff. Thank you, Master, for letting me celebrate your holidays, Master. Read on.
And Marcy Bob gave a big hug to every poor family.
See, we ain't even supposed to be eating the pig, man. See, but Master say, here you go, nigga. Y'all eat a pig. And now what you do on Christmas? Now you cook up a big pig. Now you cook up a big pig. Burrito.
We had money to buy whiskey with.
No, they had money to buy land with.
We had money to buy whiskey.
No, they had money to buy supplies with.
We had money to buy whiskey with.
See, Master think you good. Master make you think that you good. He give you your own furniture. He give you a house to live in. He give you a fire to warm you at night. So you don't be thinking about stuff you need. You think about, how am I going to get some whiskey so I can forget about the 14 hours of labor I just did. But read on.
In spare time, we make corn shuck horse collars in all kinds of baskets. And Marcy brought them off for us.
Read on.
What he couldn't use, he sold for us.
Read on.
We take post oak and split it then and draw knives to let it get thin in the sun. And then weave it to cotton baskets and fish baskets and little fancy baskets.
So it say our people, they was doing different kinds of trades to make a little bit of extra money during slavery. And they master, he was kind enough to sell this stuff for them and give them a percentage. But read on.
The men spent their money on whiskey.
No, they spent it on their families.
The men spent their money on whiskey.
No, they saved it so they could go and buy land.
The men spent the money on whiskey.
See, that's what y'all do during these holidays, man. Y'all go out and y'all get drunk. Y'all go out and y'all buy expensive gifts. Y'all go out and y'all spend it on expensive dinners with your family, with your wife. Read on.
Because everything else was furnished.
Y'all thinking y'all got a big house, y'all good. Y'all can go spend it on whiskey and beer and vodka and, whatever you're going to spend your lusty pleasures on instead of thinking about your nation, man. But let's go back. We almost done, Israel. Give me 1 Maccabees 8:1. We're going to find out how the so-called white man changed the laws around, man. What did he do to change the laws around? Read this.
The book of 1 Maccabees, chapter 8 and verse 1.
Read.
Now Judas had heard of the fame of the Romans.
Of the what?
Of the Romans.
What was the symbol of the Romans, man? Wasn't it the eagle? What was the symbol of the Greeks? Wasn't it the eagle? What's the symbol of America? Ain't it the eagle? They the same peoples, man.
That's right.
Read.
That they were mighty and valiant men.
Valiant men. And read on.
And such as lovingly accepted all that joined themselves unto them.
Because if you tell Master you love him, Master say, I love you right back, nigga. I love you too, Mexican. I love you too, old redneck. I mean, what they call in red skin. I love you too. See, I love you too, nigga. But see, the thing is, when they go and they take over another nation, like what do they do in the Middle East? They made war with the Middle East up until the point that they said, okay, Esau, we're going to do what you do. We're going to let homosexuality be in us. We're going to let democracy come over here. We're going to let you dictate what we do in our country. Now, they love them over there. Oh, yeah, we love you guys. No more war. Read on.
It made a league of enmity with all that came unto them.
Because Japan came unto them, so now they cool. China came unto them, now they cool. What happened to Japan and China's traditional garb? What happened to their robes they wore, they traditions that they kept? Now you got them all walking around in suits, having big cities that look like New York, having your Tokyo drift cars going around. You know what I'm saying? Not doing what their ancestors used to do because war done changed. Read on.
In that they were men of great value.
Read.
It was told him also of their wars of noble acts which they had done among the Galatians.
Read.
And how they had conquered them.
How they what?
And how they had conquered
That's
them.
all the so-called white men do is conquer. You ain't never gonna find a so-called white man that wanna just you notice it. You can see it in their business, the business models they have today. The so-called white man, when he make a business, he don't think, oh, I'm gonna be friends with this other business and we gonna be cool and we just ain't gonna get in each other's territory. No, they say I'm gonna dominate the business. You got a tire company. There ain't two tire companies. There's one tire company that's trying to eat the other tire company. That's what you do in Esau's kingdom. Read on.
and brought them under tribute. And what they had done in the country of Spain
Read.
for the winning of the mines of the silver and gold which is there.
Because they went there into Spain and they took all their resources, man. Read on.
And that by their policy,
By their what?
By their policy
Read.
and patience, they conquered all the
He
places.
say by their policy, homosexuality. By their policy, drug abuse. By their policy, democracy. By their policy, conquer, divide, and destroy. By their policy, let the woman be the head of the household. By their policy. But read on.
Though it were very far from them, and the kings also that came against them from the outermost part of the earth, till they had discomfited them.
Till they had discomfited them. That means if you don't do what Esau said, if you don't change around your year, if you don't change around your laws, if you don't change around what your people do, then they're going to put a sanction on you. So they can't actually do any trade with you. You won't be able to get trade from nobody else in the world because the so-called white man said, if you don't mess with me, ain't nobody messing with you. Read on.
And giving them a great overthrow.
Through their armies, man. Read on.
So that the rest did give them tribute every year.
Taxes. That's what they do. They just end up taxing your country. But give me Leviticus 18 and 23. Let's see how else they changed the laws around, man. Let's see what the Most High ordained, man. Give me Leviticus 18 and 23.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 23.
Read.
Neither shall
22, my bad.
The book of Leviticus, chapter 18 and verse 22. Thou shalt not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is abomination.
See, but they say this country is built on the Bible. So if the Bible say that you shall not do homosexuality, it is an abomination, then who in this country is allowing people to have gay marriage? When did that, why would you fight a war with another country so that they would allow gay marriage in their country, man? If you base everything you do off the Bible. I thought when you go into the courtroom, you're supposed to swear on the Bible. Why is the Bible even in there if you ain't gonna open it up and read it? But let's move on. Give me Exodus 21:16. Let's see another law that the so-called white man has changed. Because the thing is, if you're finding the so-called white man, he's changing all these things around, he ain't doing nothing how it should be done, then how you gonna trust him to tell you what day of the year it is? You can't even trust him to do that, man. Read this.
The book of Exodus, chapter 21 and verse 16.
Read.
And he that stealeth a man
Read.
and selleth
It say he that steal a man from his homeland and then sell him as a slave. Read.
or if he be found in his hand,
And we are still found in their hand to this day, man. Read.
he shall surely be put to death.
He shall for sure be put to death. So why ain't the white man put himself to death, man? If he believe in his Bible, if he swear with his hand on the Bible, why ain't he putting himself to death, man? For keeping us in his hand, having us as slaves, man, stealing us and selling us, man. Why ain't he doing that? You can't trust him, man. You can't trust him to tell you about what you should be doing according to your God, man. You can only trust him about what he tell you to do according to his wishes. Give me Proverbs 22:28.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 22 and verse 28.
Read.
Remove not the ancient
The
landmark.
Most High say, don't remove the landmarks, man. That means wherever the land is separated for the nation of people, you cannot change that. The Most High say who goes where. But read on.
Which thy fathers have said.
So when you come over here and you take the so-called Native Americans' land, the Gadites' land, and say it's your land, now you're breaking the laws of the Most High. Now you're not doing what this Bible say do. So we can't trust you with anything. I can't trust you to tell me when the beginning of the year starts. I can't even trust you to tell me what I'm eating. You could be telling me I'm eating fish, it's really shrimp. You telling me I'm eating chicken, it's really rat. But let's move on. See, that's too deep, y'all. Oh, not Kung Pao. Not Kung Pao chicken. That's my favorite restaurant. They feed me that good cat. Give me Daniel 7:25 again, man. I'm telling y'all eating cats up in there. You think it's a game, man? Go in there and try to find. Let me tell you something. Have a biologist that knows the physiology of a chicken. Go up into that restaurant and try to find the correct bones, man. You ain't gonna be able to do it. You be like, is its hind leg? Why does it have 4 legs? It's supposed to be a chicken. It's supposed to have wings. Where the wings at? You see what I'm saying? But read on.
The book of Daniel, chapter 7 and verse 25.
Read.
And he shall speak great words against the Most High.
Read.
And shall wear out the saints of the Most High.
Read on.
And think to change times and laws.
Read.
And they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of times.
And the dividing of times. Give me that Revelations 11 and 8. Let's find out what he means by until a time and a dividing of times. I'm going to show you. Read this.
The book of Revelations, chapter 11 and verse 8.
Read.
And their dead bodies shall lie in the street of that great city.
It's talking about spiritually dead, man. But read on.
Which spiritually is called Sodom.
Spiritually is called the land of homosexuality. Read.
And Egypt.
And the spiritually called the land of slavery. Homosexuality and slavery is what this place is all about, man. Read on.
Where also our Lord was crucified.
Man, I wish I had that old camp picture we got at Cesar Borgia, man. I be pulling it. Is this your Jesus? Hold on, pull it up there. Is this your Jesus? See, this is where our Lord was crucified when they put this picture up there, man. But read on.
Verse 9. And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
For a time, which is 100 years, a times, which is S, which is 200 years, and a dividing of time, which is 50 years. Now read that again.
And they of the people and kindreds and tongues and nations shall see their dead bodies 3 days and a half.
So 350 years. After 350 years, we began to start waking up, man. Started to know our true nationality. Hold up. The Most High don't say the new year started in the middle of the winter. Hold up. The Most High didn't say that Yahushua was born in the middle of the winter. Hold up. You ain't supposed to be gay. Hold up. Why am I getting high? See, we started to think about these things. Read on.
And shall not suffer their dead bodies to be put in graves.
They ain't gonna suffer y'all to wake up. They ain't gonna suffer y'all to understand your true nationality. They gonna suffer y'all to go out there and build their buildings, though. They gonna suffer you to go in there and work at their McDonald's and Taco Bell. Read on.
And they that dwell upon the earth shall rejoice over them and make merry.
And make merry what?
And make
And
merry.
make merry Christmas.
And make merry.
Read on.
And shall send gifts one to another.
Here, take you a little nigger baby. One of my slaves just had it. Here you go. Oh, thank you, sir. That's what they did to us, man. Read on.
Because these two prophets tormented them and dwelt on the earth.
See, that's talking about the southern and the northern kingdom, man. But read.
After 3 days and a half,
After 350 years, man, read.
the spirit of life from God entered into them.
See, the Most High's truth is entering back into us, man. Read.
And they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
See, y'all gonna start to fear when we start to remember who we are, man. When we start to know what this Bible say, decipher it the way it is meant to be written, then that fear is falling. It's already falling on y'all. That's why they send the police after us, man. That's why y'all send y'all FBI, CIA after our bishop, man. Because y'all are afraid. Give me that in Deuteronomy 32:17.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 32 and verse 17.
Read.
They sacrifice unto devils, not to God.
See, when you keeping these festival days, feast days of the so-called white man, you sacrificing to devils. Don't the scripture say you can't eat at the table of devils and at the table of the Most High? So why are you trying to do both? Read on.
To gods which they knew not.
To gods whom you don't even know, man. You don't even know what you're doing. I'm going to show you. Pull that up. Give me that, who they worshiping. The God that they don't know. The Janus. It say, in ancient Roman religion and myth, Janus, hold up. What does Janice sound like to you? What does Janice sound like to you, Solomon?
Sound like January.
That sound like what?
Sound like January.
Hold on, Janice sounds like January.